Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the 52 Toys Alien Beast Box IB-13 Xenomorph. This is an alien that's a little bit over 6 inches tall, and it's described as a robotic-style creature that can be converted into compact cube for space-efficient storage. It sounds very interesting. The pictures I saw online look pretty good. I got this guy from Big Bad Toy Store, so let's take a look at the packaging. So it came from overseas. As you can see, we have some sort of Asian letters across the top. Alien. There he is. Smooth domed. Xenomorph by 52 Toys. One side of the package, we have the alien there. IB-13 Xenomorph. Other side, here he is, sort of curled up. And at the back, you can kind of see the instructions of what to do. There's a barcode, if it happens to help anybody. So no further ado, let's open it up. Alright, now that we got this figure out of the package, here he is with all the accessories laid out. He doesn't come with really any traditional accessories, but he has a transparent box that he can himself fit inside of. And then he has an instruction booklet on how to turn him into the box. Now I'm not familiar with this type of a figure. I guess this is one in a line of figures that turns into a box by 52 Toys. So this is the 52 Toys IB-13 Beast Box Xenomorph. Now, 52 Toys must have just gotten the Alien license as they re-released a couple figures, and they have more stuff coming. I got 2 of them, and I didn't really know what I was ordering at the time. I got the first one, which was sculpted by Yoshi, and it's a pretty cool figure, although a little smaller than I like. And then we have this one, which is a very stylized figure with a gimmick. The gimmick is you can fold him up and put him into this box. So let's take a closer look. And I'll tell you, first thoughts, I do not like the way this figure looks. He looks bad. But I realize it's not necessarily how he looks, but it's the sort of gimmick feature that he has turning into the box, which is, I guess, the appeal of this guy. But he has this really weird, sort of blocky look to him, and it's honestly quite a turnoff. All those different sort of pins and metal pieces you can see going up and down the sides of his legs, screws, etc. Looks like double jointed knees. I mean, look at the little gap on his ankle. Everything just looks sort of, I don't know, mechanical or robotic, artificial. I definitely have buyer's remorse. You win some, you lose some, and I feel like I definitely lost on this one as far as the way he looks. I mean, there are some good things. He's got sort of shiny, glossy plastic, which makes him look like he's sort of wet. The dome and the skull looks okay, but I don't know what that black spot is here or that black stuff there. He's got a little button in the back if you push his inner jaw inside, and it will launch it back out. He's got a little bit of articulation on his little tubes or fins on the back. Tail looks kind of weird. It's just those ankles look hideous. The sort of pelvis area looks really bad as well. He just seems kind of blocky. And I realize this is not supposed to be a screen-accurate alien figure. This is a Beast Box alien figure with a gimmick. And a closer look at his face and head sculpt. It looks good, not great, but probably the best looking thing on this figure. I do appreciate the transparent dome. You can see the sort of skull underneath. His teeth look a little bit off from a normal Xenomorph, and he has the inner jaw sticking out. Of course, you can take it and just sort of shove it inside. Okay, get it all the way in there. There we go. And the bam. You can potentially, well, I guess you can't shut the mouth. But I guess the whole point is it forces it to stay open. That way when you push this button, it's not obstructed. Bam. That is a cool feature, but not cool enough to offset all my other complaints. Next, we have his accessories. So you've got this little transparent box. Kind of makes me think of a little sort of cage or jail cell that Weyland Yutani has for the Xenomorph. You open it up, put them into the box form, and bam, put them inside of here. Not really for easy storage because it's not going to make it much smaller, but just kind of a cool, interesting little gimmick for the figure. And then we have the instructions. So as you can see, Beast Box, Xenomorph, 52 Toys. Here he is on the front, and he looks decent on here. But if you open up the instructions, There's a ridiculous amount of steps to get him into the box. There's actually 43 steps to make this happen. Seems quite overly complicated. And on the back of the box, it has rated the transform difficulty, which is 5 stars. And my biggest complaint about the Xenomorph would be just sort of the way he looks. He has such a blocky stance, it kind of makes me feel like an oversized sort of Lego Xenomorph. And that's not even describing it properly. I don't even know how to sort of articulate my complaints. He just looks weird, unnatural, and blocky, and I guess a huge part of that is so we can achieve block form. Now let's check out his height. And it was advertised as 1/12 scale, which means he should be taller than 6 inches. From bottom to the very top of his head, standing about 6.7 inches tall, which can translate to around 17 centimeters. In all reality, he should be a little bit taller if he's 1/12 scale, but at least he's not just a flat 6 inches tall. And for his articulation, and then we'll check out the action feature. So, starting with his head, of course, he's going to rotate side to side. He can look down quite a bit and up. The stuff in the back is kind of getting away. I feel like he has more articulation. Oh my gosh, get in there. There we go. So, when I mentioned the action feature, this is not what I meant, but it is pretty cool. He can sort of tilt his head at least a little bit from side to side. Little tubes on the back. They all kind of move around a little bit. Shoulders, they go out about a little bit more than 90 degrees. Up, down, around. He's got a bicep cut. Well, I thought it was a double jointed elbow, but I guess it's single jointed. His wrist can rotate, and it's hinged, but only a little bit. He's got some finger articulation, and even separate sort of thumb articulation. In his torso, I guess it's one solid piece. He has sort of a hinge in the sort of pelvic area. His tail has many different points of articulation. The top, sort of the middle here, a little bit lower, and then another one even lower. Legs, they can go out about that far. They can go up as well. There's a sort of thigh cut right there. Double jointed knees. His ankle, forward and back, and that just looks so hideous right there. Rotate, tilt, rock. And that's the majority of the articulation. There's probably some other small pieces that move around. And we'll find out as I turn him into box mode next. The Xenomorph is articulated enough to take these interesting poses, curling up into almost a little ball. That's what they do when they're sort of hiding in the walls or the ceiling. He is articulated enough that you can take on some pretty interesting crouching type poses. You can really get in a lot of different positions. Some of them look natural, some not so much. And now to turn him into the box. I don't think I'm going to go over it step by step because that just seems ridiculously unnecessary. But here are the first few steps. You can kind of see little by little what's going on. So let me go ahead and turn him into box, see how easy it is, and I'll tell you how it went. And I will tell you, fuck this shit. This is the most frustrating, difficult, annoying experience with an action figure that I've had for a very, very long time. The instructions are not easy to understand. They want you to do all this very complicated stuff. So it starts off, put him like that, no problem. Put his legs out, no problem. Rotate him, no problem. Do stuff with his tail, really not an issue. Then when you move the clavicle pieces, I started to get lost. I couldn't tell what the fuck it was wanting me to do. Blah, 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 blah. Trying to figure out all these different things. Very, very complex. And look, it looks like you sort of tuck in the arms under his chest piece. So I took the chest piece, didn't come out very far, pushed a little further, and bam, it snapped, it broke. And it's just a huge pain in the motherfucking ass. And he'll never go in the box because It's just honestly too complicated, and I broke a piece off. There's 43 steps put in the box, and there's what? 37 steps to get them out of the box? I don't know. I mean, have any of you guys ever built one of these before? Because this guy is never going to go on this thing at this rate, especially when I've broken a little piece off. Very, very frustrated. So now I'm stuck with this ugly-ass alien figure with this gimmick that I can't get to work, and probably won't be able to get to work now, and just have this ugly-ass piece of shit in front of me. Buyer's remorse, indeed. I don't know. I get a lot of alien figures. I get a lot of action figures in general. I find building model kits and stuff like that can be very complex, be in some ways fun and challenging. But this guy fucking sucks. So I'm stuck with this ugly-ass alien that's going to sit on my shelf, and that's what he will do. I was going to put him in the box, take him out of the box. Yeah, not going to happen, so he'll just sit on my shelf looking uglier than everything around him. So if nothing else, we'll compare him to some other alien figures and call it a day. Here's a look at the most frustrating figure of 2026 so far, and I guarantee he will not be dethroned. He will hold those reins until the end of the year. He's in a nice crouching pose, like aliens do, in front of the inside background of the packaging. Alien, in space, no one can hear you scream, but in my review area, the whole family heard me screaming, trying to put this guy together, take him apart, whatever. Now to check them out, next to some alien figures from different various companies. Here's the 52 Toys Beast Box Xenomorph next to the 52 Toys Fig Light Xenomorph. Now this Fig Light figure is a regular action figure. Very good articulation, a little bit smaller than I'd like. Looks a little bit awkward in some of the joints, but I actually really enjoyed making that video. Really like the figure and its posability, and I like a lot of details on him. This new one, no, not at all. Not only do I find the action feature extraordinarily frustrating, but I don't think he looks very good as is. And here he is, next to the Figma version of the Xenomorph, and here, next to the SH Figuarts or SH Monster Arts version of the Alien. Then, next to the Mafex version of the Big Chap. And you know what? I thought this was my least favorite alien figure. I hate the Mafex version because he falls apart so easily. You look at this guy and he just fucking falls to pieces. But no, he has been dethroned times 10 by this stupid Beast Box figure. And now, next to the Mezco 112 Collective version of the Xenomorph. And now, with McFarlane's Movie Maniac Big Chap. And here, with NECA's version of the Alien. Now let's check him out. Next to some alien figures from each of the different Alien films. Here he is, next to a couple of Ultimate NECA Big Chap figures from the 79 film Alien. And here he is, with a couple of Ultimate Xenomorphs from 1986's Aliens. Next, with a couple of Ultimate Dog Aliens from Alien 3. And now, with a couple of Alien Warriors from Alien Resurrection. Here he is, next to a couple of aliens from Alien vs. Predator. Then, next to an Alien Warrior and the Pred Alien from Aliens vs. Predator Requiem. These are some older NECA alien figures that predate even Wave 1 of their current alien line. NECA has promised to revisit Aliens vs. Predator Requiem with an Ultimate Wolf, Ultimate Warrior, and Deluxe Pred Alien, and I hope they do that in the near future. And now, with a couple of Deacons from Prometheus. Next, with a couple of aliens from Alien Covenant. And here, with a couple of aliens from Alien Romulus. I do hope NECA gives us some merchandise from Alien Earth, but it's not looking good at this point. Here he is, next to a couple of NECA Ultimate Predators. Then, with a couple of Engineers from Prometheus. And I'm actually really looking forward to the 52 Toys Fig Light Engineer. But man, this 52 Toys Alien, Beast Box, whatever, sucks. And finally, with some human figures from NECA's various Alien and Predator lines. So overall, this is just an awful alien figure. He doesn't look good as it is. He's so blocky and just awkwardly built. And I know there's a purpose for that. That's to put him in the box, which is very difficult to do. Apparently I lacked the intelligence to get it done right, and the instructions are very confusing. I broke a piece off and then just said, fuck it, give up on him. And not only that, but he's even infecting The other alien figures in my collection, when I brought out the Monster Arts figure, that one fell over and the little peg snapped on his tail, which is not necessarily this guy's fault, but this guy is just the root of everything bad for my alien collection. He's just terrible, 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 terrible figure. He looks bad. His articulation is nothing special. He has no accessories, and the action feature, maybe it works, but I damn sure couldn't get it to work for me. This might be my least favorite action figure in my entire collection, and I have quite a few. And if you think I'm being over dramatic, well, you know what? He just sucks. If I can prevent anybody from going through the experience that I had with this guy, do not buy him. Do not buy him. Do not buy him. I actually really like the other Alien that 52 Toys made, but this one fucking sucks. If I were to rate this figure, I'll give a 1. Literally a 1 out of 10. He does not look very good by himself. And you know what? The redeeming factor might be the action feature, but that thing sucks too. It's so complex, so annoying, and I broke the little chest piece off, and it makes me just so frustrated and angry with this guy. If there's anything to take out of this video, at least do not buy this figure. It is just terrible for so many reasons. I literally give him a 1, and maybe I'm being over dramatic, but that is the lowest rating I've ever given a figure, ever, and I've bought some serious duds before. So this is D Hunter. Thank you for watching this video. Honestly, making this video put me into a pretty sour mood. This figure just sucks. Like I said, if you get anything out of this video, don't buy this figure. Don't even look at the listing for this figure. Hell, I'm probably going to ask for a refund, even though there's really no reason for them to give me one. So, 2 thumbs down, 1 out of 10. Horrible figure. One of the most unpleasant experiences with an action figure that I've had. Sigh. So this is D Hunter. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked the video, and I can't imagine many people are going to like this video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate you do that. Usually I don't complain as much. Usually I'm not as dramatic, but my God, I think I am underplaying this whole scenario. This figure is just garbage. And you know what? He doesn't even fit in the stupid little garbage box thing that he comes with. And he really probably does, but I'm just too freaking stupid to figure it out. The instructions suck, and the figure, not exactly delicate, but my God. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you guys real soon. Hopefully, under better circumstances.